Dictionary. Noun. A book or electronic resource that lists the words of a language and gives their meaning, often giving information about their pronunciation, origin, and usage. What a load of garbage. I don't proclaim to be a master of the English language. I are known not to speak words good. But it doesn't take a master to understand that recently the criteria of acceptance for the dictionary has lowered in quality and increased in attitude. There are some things out there that just don't belong in the dictionary. I don't know what it is, but you can tell when a word isn't a word and is just vocal vomit. When you see a duck, you can sense it, and you can tell that it's not a dog. You can just tell. Or how you can tell Nick Fury isn't an Avenger even though he hangs around with them all the time. All he has is a gun. And sometimes he doesn't even have that. But somehow these vocal vomits keep getting classified as words, so now it's time to call out the dictionary. It's supposed to be better than this. The dictionary is an example of perfection and order in this world. Now I have to rant because it's screwed up. Let's begin with the one that will cause the most controversy. Amazeballs is now in the dictionary. We all have to live with that. This is not a word, and I have a very good explanation, according to myself. Amazeballs is a combination of two words, amaze and balls. Amaze and balls are already words, therefore amazeballs cannot be. Like the word isn't in the dictionary, but the words is and not are. And the word aren't isn't a word, but the word are is. I think I said that correctly. I have never heard of a word that has brought such universal disgust before amazeballs. You'd think genocide or terrorism would trigger people more, but amazeballs always seems to get the largest negative reaction. And now it's immortalized. It's in the dictionary, and our great-grandkids will be rolling their eyes at it. Because these are the types of books that get left behind. These are the ones that get discovered by new societies thousands of years later and represent a snapshot of what we accomplished. New words get added and outdated words get removed based on the events that are happening around us. And I, for one, do not want my generation to be remembered as the dunce generation. And we will be if we keep this idiocy up. Words have to be made up sometimes, and that's normal. But those words were invented by English geniuses and scholars. Most famously, William Shakespeare created words for his plays because no words existed to sum up his ideas. They were invented out of necessity, and they caught on among the larger population. I seriously disbelieve that newer words, such as amazeballs, were invented by scholars and geniuses. I think they were invented by someone mumbling in their sleep, with a person sitting next to them saying, "That sounds like English." Another example of a word invented by the dunce generation that is now in the dictionary is lol. Lol is a shortened version of lollipop and is issued at the end of a statement as a reward for someone for saying something humorous. Because everyone loves lollipops. I know what lol means, and again, it is not a word. You could argue that this is a word invented out of necessity, but there is a difference between necessity and laziness. Does writing ha take up more time than writing lol? If it does, you're writing it wrong. Do you remember when text used to be written in words? On scorched pieces of paper with a hawk's feather dipped in ink? My dearest love, the memory of your face has never left my mind. I long to hold you in my arms again. With you, I feel a peace in my life, and I wish that I can grant you the same happiness that you have given to me. If you were to write this today, it would sound like was that romantic or was it a stroke? And when people use the word lol, they're not lolling. Lol means you heard a terrible joke and you feel sorry for the comedian who came up with it. It's never genuine. If it was, people would actually spend time saying the words instead of not putting in the effort. Effort is a measure of how much you care, so when you say something like soz, we all know you're not soz. We're giving people who speak English the excuse not to speak English and just yell whatever sound they think captures their point. This is similar to when a baby cries because it's tired and its parents disown it until it learns English. And if this keeps up, this show will have to be called Duh. And that's not a good title for such an intelligent show. A more popular addition to the dictionary is dolt. Not dough, not the thing you use to make bread, dolt, as in from The Simpsons. It's the thing Homer says right after he's been caught strangling his son. Never thought about it like that before. Dolt gets a bit of a pass from me because it's from The Simpsons and that's one of the shows I watched religiously when I was younger. But it's a slippery slope. You can't just add any catchphrase you want to the dictionary, otherwise bazinga will be an official word. And we don't want that. The Oxford Dictionary does a Word of the Year event, and since at least 2012, the winners have been undeserving. In 2012, it was a tie between Omnishambles and GIF. In 2013, it was Selfie. In 2014, it was Vape. And in 2015, the winner was an emoji called Face with Tears of Joy. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is a word now. This is a word now. An emoji is a word. This emoji is a word now. What are you talking about? They added an emoji to the dictionary. How do you spell that? Should I use the words that describe it, or should I use its Unicode? U+1F602. Happy birthday, everyone! Oh look, here's a picture of my cat, Muffins. He's so adorable. I put his picture in the dictionary under all the S words. Deal with it. What is the primary use of a dictionary? Junior school spelling classes. What letter starts an emoji? What is the meaning of an emoji? How many syllables does a smiley face have? Not the words smiley face, but an actual smiley face. How are kids supposed to pass spelling if there are no answers to their questions? Kids have enough problems as it is. Maybe this was an intentional choice for a word, or maybe it was a weird advertising campaign for the Emoji Movie. Either way, it's dumb. You may be thinking, wow, the dictionary's just adding every word and non-word they can find. But you'd be wrong. There are some words out there that are words that are not in the dictionary. I don't understand it. Recuperate and farming with a PH are not in the dictionary. You know, those words that aren't words. It's not American Idol. You accept a word if it's a word. You're not searching for the best word. If it is, then we're in trouble, because right now everyone thinks the best candidate is ahead. With rants like this, there should always be mentions of the positives. Not all words are bad. There are some good words out there, like fire. That's a good word. It's one of the longest lasting words in humanity. It exists across all continents and languages. It has multiple meanings. It really has gone strength to strength. It means real fire, but it can also mean you're performing at an optimal level. Like, you're on fire. It can also be a bad thing. Like, to be fired means to be discharged from an occupation or group. Fired's second meaning is that you've been discharged out of a gun or a cannon, which can be a good or bad thing depending on your career goals, depending if you want a career east or west. And the existing selection of English words aren't perfect. Frank Woodley once brought up an excellent point about the word casualty. Should it have the word casual in it? That's it, really. If there was something wrong with languages now, I think they would have been repaired centuries ago. It's only been in the past couple of years that people have been making bad choices about words. Words like moobs and oompa loompa and forget about it and biatch and scrumptiddlyumptious and YOLO, Yoda and Yoda-like. 2 words to describe something as having the attributes of Yoda from Star Wars. They're all real. They're all real. I'm hoping that this is just the phase. Everything must go through a puberty change eventually. Buffy the Vampire Slayer went through a depressing phase in season 6. Crash Bandicoot went through a phase where he had tattoos on his arms. I went through an awkward phase when I was younger. That's still going. We all go down the wrong path at some point, and most of us find the way back. We all want to belong and be liked. We're all insecure. Even books. The dictionary people are probably doing this to attract a larger and newer audience by including words that are popular among the in-crowds. But at the end of the day, it is the dictionary. Unless the new edition is called Dictionary and the Order of the Phoenix, you're not going to get that audience you hoped for. It's an educational and informational book. No one reads the yellow pages for fun. I swear, people will be more accepting of you if you stop trying to be cool. The world has issues, and one of them shouldn't be worrying about all languages being destroyed. Just, please, make sure words stay words. It's your duty as the dictionary to do that for us. If you lolled at this video, make sure to subscribe. That would be amazeballs. If you thought it was an omnishambles, let me know in the comments. But remember to let the small stuff go. Forget about it. That would be very Yoda-like. Face with tears of joy. That's a legitimate sentence now. Never going to write anything again. My rage comes from recently learning that my previous driving instructor may have been scamming me out of $60 a week for about a year. Now, I won't say his name because that would be immature, but I will say this. He is pedantic. I won't go into everything he did because there isn't enough time, but I will go into one thing he did called the old lady trick. If we were practicing a slow speed maneuver and my instructor thought that I wasn't paying attention, the brakes would be slammed and my instructor would